What else? I'm not ready. Yesterday was a strange day in sports. We're going to get to the quarterback situation in Nebraska, but yesterday was inserting between Mike
Leach,
and the situation at Texas with Chris Beard.
Yes.
I mean, it was. Tell me it wasn't sort of uncomfortable that between those two things.
Well,
I'm not ready for Leach to go.
No, and as of right now, Mike Leach, from what we know, is still alive.
Massive heart attack.
Still with us.
He had a massive heart attack,
yes,
according to news reports. And he was not tended to for 10 to 15 minutes and had seizures and likely has major brain damage. It's a horrifying. Yesterday was it was an uncomfortable day in college athletics, I thought.
Yeah, and we'll discuss more of Chris Beard later on the show, but that's very uncomfortable as the head coach of Texas having allegations that are not great against him.
Not great. Yeah, they're horrible.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Third degree felony, domestic assault.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, texting with Bill Moose last night. I remember Bill Moose hired Leach at. This is great.
Computer's talking. It's a nice song you got going over there. Nice ad song.
Bill Moose, of course, hired Mike Leach at Washington State and has tremendous Leach stories. Now, Bill, obviously, this is rough for Bill.
Of course, he's a friend, basically.
Good friend. They're really good friends. And his stories on Leach are amazing. But we'll do that at some other point. Okay?
We will.
All right, let's talk about quarterback.
464-5685. Call or text. As always, you can watch and comment on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. The show is sponsored by Dana Trucking. So the next season is still quite a ways away. We're like in the a long ways away from the first game in late August. It is still this season. Bowl games begin this Friday. You have the playoff end of the month, and then we got games until mid-January, basically, and then we're on to next season. But for Nebraska, it is on to next season. There is no bowl game. There's no postseason. So even though next season is a long ways away, what does it look like right now for Nebraska, Sip, at the quarterback position?
Well, I mean, the thing you have to get into right away is, am I talking into the microphone? Is some issues at quarterback that really haven't come to light, but I mean, they came to light in what we call tunnel talk on huskeronline.com. And Sean Callahan, it's sort of interesting. Husker Online, according to Sean, was told that both quarterbacks Casey Thompson, you remember Casey?
I do know Casey, yeah.
And Logan Smothers were either due for shoulder surgery or have already undergone surgery. Now, that would take them out of spring. Okay, now what?
First year of a head coach, spring football, you want to have a quarterback in place.
Yeah, you do. Now, as I've said repeatedly.
It's not required, but
it's not.
It is preferred.
It's not required because we know that Adrian Martinez did not participate in Kansas State's spring ball and won the starting job in game 1, correct? So
correct.
It's a complicator. We don't know the health of Chubba Purdy at this point after the injury he incurred. I think it was a foot injury at Michigan. Remember Chubba?
I do, yeah.
Remember that situation?
He was having actually a decent drive and got hurt.
Yep. So
we do know he was at the game. The Niners game on Sunday, though.
Niners game watching
Brock
Purdy
pummel Tom Brady 35-7.
So Casey Thompson, Logan Smothers, Chubba Purdy may be out for the spring. Coaches, okay, this is maybe partly the interesting part here. The wild card, according to Sean Callahan, and all this is Heinrich Haarberg and Richard Torres to an extent. Sean was told that Rhule and new offensive coordinator Marcus Satterfield are intrigued with Haarberg and like what they have seen on film. Now that is, I mean, it's partially they probably need him to be here. They need somebody here in the spring.
You got to take reps for us, Heinrich.
Well, yeah, they need.
You're the one in the spring.
They need quarterbacks, plural, here. So but anyway, they apparently like what they see from Harburg. Torres, I still think has a lot of potential, but this is where you get into the Jeff Sims discussion, right?
Jeff Sims, the Georgia Tech transfer quarterback.
Now, I had said yesterday that I wasn't sure he made it to campus over the weekend for a visit. He did make it. He just wasn't taking calls from media, which Jake, this is something for your edification.
Good word.
Transfers don't do the transfer portal guys don't do interviews generally. Not a lot, hardly ever. You won't see many transfer portal guys do interviews. They've been through the recruiting process. They might answer their phone, but sometimes they don't even answer their phone. But Jeff Sims was in town. The Georgia Tech quarterback, former Georgia Tech quarterback, who's in the transfer portal. I don't know.
Another name in the portal yesterday that was big around college football, Grayson McCall at Coastal Carolina.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure he'll have high demand as a guy that, never, ever, ever throws picks. I think he had 24 touchdowns and 2 picks this season. He's very, very efficient in how he runs the offense, both passing and rushing himself. So that's somebody that if you're Matt Rhule and company, hey, maybe you look at him if possible. It'd be a huge NIL deal with Grayson McCall. But like I said, he will have a lot of suitors after him for this upcoming season.
But
imagine if you got that guy here.
That'd be incredible.
Hello.
Sims is no slouch. Jeff Sims, Georgia Tech. By the way, he's a dual threat quarterback. He's a dual threat guy. He's rushed 270. Now he's played 3 years.
See, I
he's
think
played 3. Hold on. He's played. Don't interrupt me. He's played 3 years.
Oh, shit, I had something.
He's played 3 years. Or like Skip and Shannon.
Yeah,
you see
I saw
those,
yesterday.
You see that?
Well, yesterday they got into a big fight.
Yeah, Skip and Shannon going
big
at
fight.
it. Don't interrupt me.
I will interrupt.
He's rushed 277 times in 3 seasons at Georgia Tech for 1,166 yards and 11 TDs. That's pretty good.
It feels like to me that the buzz around him regarding fans is, hey, you played a lot of games, your team didn't win a lot of games. We've already seen quarterbacks that have had problems winning. Now, it's not all about quarterback. It's defense, it's other parts of the offense, but this fan base probably wants to see somebody at quarterback, if it's not Casey or one of the guys on the current team, if they're coming in, that has experienced some success.
Sims, 57.5% passer.
See, that's not going to get the fan base excited.
30 touchdowns, 23 picks.
That sounds familiar to me.
This is kind of amazing.
Why?
No. This is amazing. BetGeorgia.com. BetGeorgia.com. Put together odds of where Jeff Sims will transfer to.
Okay.
Does that people do this?
Yeah, I think it's the thing.
People
bet on anything.
BetGeorgia.com odds. Chances to go to Nebraska, 31.2%. Virginia Tech, 19.1%. Indiana, 16%. Virginia, 6.9%. Florida, 6.9%. Field, 19.9%.
Field? Oh, of everybody else. The field. You should say the field. The field. Or everyone else.
Really
or everyone else. Does Jeff Sims excite you if that's the guy that comes here?
Nebraska is the clubhouse leader according to betgeorgia.com.
I think that fans will have when you mention those numbers, 57% passing is going to have you concerned. A low winning percentage as a quarterback is going to have you concerned.
They had him here. They must like him. They just don't bring anybody. They just don't let anybody walk onto campus.
They should go after Grayson McCall.
Well, maybe
as well the whole nation, but
yeah, not the whole nation.
A lot of teams. If you need a quarterback, Grayson McCall.
Why is Grayson McCall in there? They lost their coach.
Jamie Chadwell is going to Liberty. Now, I would be shocked if he went to Liberty.
Do you know who the head coach?
Tim Beck.
Yeah, at Coastal Carolina.
I'm sure Tim Beck would love to keep Grayson McCall as a guy that does not throw interceptions and just scores touchdowns. That's all he does.
If I were Grayson McCall, I would transfer just based on the fact they have an aqua blue playing field. I mean, I can't take I can't take Coastal Carolina seriously as long as they're playing on a.
What about Boise?
Yeah, I have a little hard time with that one too. But even harder time. Teal.
It's weird. Oh, it's a weird.
It's a teal field.
It's weird. It's weird.
It looks like bad shag carpeting in a crappy nightclub. I mean, why are they playing on teal? I can't take them seriously until they
want to stand out, something different.
I should DM Beck.
Can you change that field, Tim? First goal as a head coach, change the field to a normal color.
Yeah, change it to the color that people play football on. Do I sound like an old man?
No, it is weird. It definitely does. Your eyes don't like it.
Change it.
Yeah.
So
Michael says, "Don't hate on the chance." He's from Carolina.
Okay, sorry.
I guess Michael's in on the teal field from a guy that's from Columbia, South Carolina.
Thank you, Michael. So now I would ask you the question. Think about it now. What's your level of comfort with Nebraska's quarterback situation right now?
Well, like you said, it depends on the status of the guys that maybe had shoulder surgery or going to have shoulder surgery in Smothers and Thompson. Mm-hmm. Those are two very important people. And like you said, Chubba Purdy, we don't know the status of him. He got hurt against Michigan. We didn't see him the rest of the season.
Chubba, I don't know what to say about. I thought Chubba would look better than he did.
Chubba was disappointing. Now, again, the offense was not great this year at times. I mean, Trey was great. Trey Palmer was great. But the offense, when Casey was out, was just not good. Chubba and Smothers were not good enough moving the football when Casey Thompson was out with injury.
Right, you're right.
They couldn't run the ball well. You know, obviously without Casey's deep ball and throw to Palmer, they were not a good offense. Intermediate stuff was not there. Running the football was not there. Those quarterbacks failed the mission, basically.
Greg, our friend, our good friend, Greg in South Carolina, Tex spoke to Grayson, what's his last
name?
Grayson McCall yesterday. Backs what you said. Phones blowing up with nationwide interest. Charlotte native. Clausen and Wake Forest and Mac Brown are all over him.
See, for Mac Brown, he's got Drake May still. Drake May is not intending to transfer at this point. I'd be surprised if McCall wanted to go for one more season to a place that already has an elite quarterback. So Mac Brown might be all over him. I don't know if I would do that unless Drake May does transfer out to Wisconsin or somewhere else.
It would be very surprising if Grayson McCall came to Nebraska.
I agree, but it'd be a welcome surprise. In his career, Grayson McCall, 78 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I repeat, in his career, 78 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Boy, yeah, he's
going to have high demand. He's not going to Liberty with Jamie Chadwell. He's going to go to a big school.
Jeff Sims on Nebraska's campus this weekend. 30 touchdowns, 23 interceptions. A little different. Now he's a better. Well, McCall can run.
McCall's a great runner. He's a really good runner. Great runner. Like, that's the guy. But again, a lot of teams want the guy that are in better positions than you are as a program.
You know what you hear a lot of? That Nebraska, a lot of programs are in better positions than Nebraska. Now, yes, you got to make this work, though. I mean, you got to make it work at Nebraska.
I mean, Nebraska got some players yesterday.
They
got some players.
Now you're not going to get
Kai Wallen.
Yeah, Kai Wallen,
junior college edge defender
from the California JUCO ranks,
and Sincere Sefula, a 3-star IMG Academy cornerback from Nashville.
So right now, with Rhule coming in late, you're not going to get, for people that are saying, "Man, those guys aren't very highly rated. They're not choosing guys over major schools." They're not, but it's late in the process, and Rhule's just getting in on it. Yep. So I mean, you're just kind of get the scraps a little bit.
You get what you get. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
At this time.
That's what I would tell you.
Yeah. That was our restaurant slogan back in the day.
when you were the sides manager?
Yeah.
Right?
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Were you the sides
manager?
Get
what you get. Just enjoy it.
Yeah. You were the sides manager.
At the back alley eatery.
At the back alley eatery, you were a manager, but you didn't manage anybody. You just managed
the actual size.
I just don't know if you can call yourself
They called me the sides manager.
I just don't know if you can be a manager.
It was my title.
Without actually managing
Take
someone.
it up with Back Alley Eatery if you want to have a problem with my title.
You managed the cottage cheese.
I did.
You like
the salads.
Yeah.
And I dressed the potatoes. Yeah.
Nice job.
Take it up with Back Alley Eatery.
Do we have a call?
We got a phone call. Josh is gone until January. We had a nice run with Josh. He's on winter break now.
Yeah.
So we don't have a producer today. So if you can hear me, you're on early break. Who do we have here? Go ahead.
Hey, Chip. Jake, it's Jason here from Kansas City. How you doing this morning?
Hey, how are you doing? How's the weather down there?
Hey, it's raining. It's a nice cold rain. So
Yeah.
at least it's the white stuff. So
Yeah, we got the same thing here, Jason. What's on your mind?
hey, it's the quarterback stuff.
Okay.
I'm with you guys. I want Casey. I mean, he's proven it. He's got that fighter's mentality. He's got Tommy Frazier in him. He'll do what he takes. But what I don't want is I don't want what the previous coaches have done. Draft their quarterback and tell us this is the guy, because that's been the frustration with fans. We get a quarterback and it happens to be a young one. So then we have to deal with them for 4 years and we don't see the improvement. So whoever we get, I want to see improvement. And if it's not there, I want to see the coaching involved, because we've got current quarterbacks and we don't know how much it's talent and how much they weren't developed. And so let's hope whoever we get, or if Rhule or whoever gets the quarterback, I don't want them to be anointed and saying, this is who we're going with no matter what. Hopefully we get some development, some coaching going on. And if the guy doesn't pan out, we got the next guy in line. That's been the frustrating thing, because with Taylor Martinez, Adrian, all these guys, they get anointed quick. They do all right at the beginning, and then things kind of plateau off. So hopefully, like I said, it all comes back to this coaching thing. And that's what I'm hoping for. But like I said, I hope that Casey's our man. But like I said, I hope there's development, because we get frustrated when the Sam Kellers of the world don't work out. And then we're told, hey, this is all we got. So that's my piece on it. So
all right.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
Go Big Red.
All right. Go Big Red. Jason from Kansas City, thank you. I'm glad he called Casey Thompson a fighter. Now this, managing that position is it's tricky sometimes, right? It's tricky. It's ideally you have a backup that can press your starter, but these days a lot of the backups say, I'm not playing, I'm leaving. So your backup situation is obviously impacted negatively sometimes.
That's why
I don't want to make excuses. Okay, so plateaued. You'd say Taylor Martinez plateaued. You'd say Tommy Armstrong probably plateaued, right? You'd say,
but their plateaus were fine.
Fine.
Yeah, where they plateaued at was acceptable to me.
What about where Adrian plateaued at?
No,
sure.
Was not, didn't lead to wins. So those guys, Tommy and Taylor, got
again complicated
winning games.
Complicated.
It's a team sport.
Yeah, complicated by lack of offensive line, lack of players around him. In terms of, we don't need to go into that. I don't know. I just think that the takeaway from this conversation is Nebraska's unsettled at quarterback right now.
But
now it's only
nobody's left yet.
Right. True. It's only a few weeks into Rhule, but I guess you just want it to crystallize before spring ball. You'll get some crystallization when Rhule speaks to the media. I don't know, after the early signing day,
sometime in
press conference
right before Christmas.
Yeah. Then he'll tell us what the deal is. I think he will. So I'm hoping.
Yeah, we'll hear from Matt Rhule eventually, and he's got to answer some questions. But at this point, we can hope for what we want here, but there's no guarantee we get that even.